Ain't no other city with some niggas like, oh. I be ready for a nigga when I walk up in the road. And I stay down, so I'ma put that on my. This shit so loud. I feel like
Yo, it's that time of the week again. 20-something podcast every Wednesday. We posted when we post this.
We're posting it on Thursdays now.
Record on Wednesdays, post it on Thursday.
Yes.
Podcast number 2. Let's get it in. We got some obvious topics. If you ain't know, election was yesterday.
All right, so we're gonna call this the That's So America, Hannah Americana, Trumps of Waverly Place, Sweet Life of No Satan. Not today. That's my title for today. Okay? I don't really have one.
I like it.
And so I don't know. Let's just thoughts on this election. Like,
we gotta be embarrassed, ashamed. It's.
I feel like if all the people that voted when Obama was running, Donald Trump wouldn't have won. Because I don't know where those people was at yesterday.
High key, because it seemed like everybody voted for Donald Trump.
I Googled dual citizenship extensively yesterday, just so y'all know.
Did you really?
How to apply for dual citizenship, which countries offer dual citizenship, everything.
I was like, I don't know. I wasn't excited. I wasn't scared. I wasn't nervous. I was just like, whatever happens, happens. That's kind of how I felt about it. Like, I literally, that's all. Maybe I was numb or desensitized.
Yeah.
That could be it.
It's like after it happened, it's just like
we already knew he was close to winning. We already knew people liked him. We already knew he was racist. So it was like,
it wasn't nothing.
Just prepare yourself already. Like, maybe I was already mentally prepared.
Like at the end of other elections when we didn't like the candidate, it was like, oh, okay, dang, this is what we have to look forward to, because they laid out stuff. But I feel like with this one, I feel like everyone's just like,
it's way
what
worse.
happens next?
Yeah.
Like what now? Like
Republicans is in the building.
Oh my God, everywhere.
Everything.
Everywhere.
And
if y'all
aspect.
get on y'all history and y'all know what happened the last 2 times Republicans were in everything, it ain't good.
And what I seen the last time all Republicans was in the House was like 1928. So it's been that long.
Dang, that's a long time.
And the Great Depression soon followed. So
yeah, it's crazy. I don't even like.
Where do we start? But it's like we have I feel like everyone has so much to say about this subject, but like where do you start? That's how messed up it is everywhere. It's like where do you start when you talk about this?
I want to share my experience voting for the first time.
Go ahead.
I mean, I knew it was gonna be sucky. So I get to the place. Only colored person in there, of course. Only young person in there. I'm pretty sure everybody in there was at least 35 plus. So I was like very minority. So I was like, didn't know what to do. But I went to the wrong line. I could have got out quicker, but I was in the wrong line at first.
Oh wow. To be honest, I didn't vote. However, I had all intentions of voting. It's just that I'm a college student and I'm busy and I procrastinate. So I ordered my absentee ballot. I got it in the mail. I filled it out. Answered the state questions on the back. Voted for who I voted for. Put it in my backpack. And you have to, I don't know if you know, but you have to get it notarized, then mail it off to your county.
It's a big process.
Girl, I never got notarized. Like, yesterday, my ballot was still in my backpack, and I felt bad, because I was like, I did all this to not even vote. It was my first election that I could vote in, and I didn't even do it. But definitely, in the next 4 years, I'll make sure to get my ballot notarized if I'm not at home to vote. But yeah, that was my voting non-experience.
And also, it was a big shock for me because, I looked on that ballot, I was like, I don't know who none of these people is.
It's
it's like you gotta be really into politics to know what everybody about. It's crazy.
And it lets you know what you need to know. It's like, and if you're counting your district, I knew everything on that ballot except for for instance, the justices that my county had. And I didn't know what to do, so I just put yes on all of them until I heard my family talk about it. They were like, "Nah, we got to get them all out." I'm just like,
well,
what? But it's like, I guess the next election, if I still have that right, I need to brush up on everything. Yeah.
Speaking of,
get some practice. Vote in the state local elections.
Yeah.
And that's
where it counts. That's mainly where it counts.
Right.
That's mainly where you see your vote take action. Where you see your vote matter.
Yeah.
So I think it's no excuse when people say
there's not an electoral college.
Yeah, like when people say my vote doesn't count, like it's kind of like you don't go to practice and you go to the championship game and you expect to win it. It's not gonna happen because like the people you elect in your state, in your district, in your county, your state, those are the people that elect the president. So inadvertently, we kind of all voted for Trump because of the people who we elected who need to vote for him. So it's like, I don't know. Yeah. It's important that you do the little things.
Mm-hmm. But I honestly don't know. Like, I don't know how I feel about elections. I don't know how I feel about presidential candidates, either of the two that there were. Like, I kind of just felt like no one was taking it serious. Like,
14,000 votes for Harambe and Hennessy.
Yes,
like,
that makes me so upset.
This is not a game.
It's
like,
not okay.
I thought that was a joke. I didn't know that was like
that's real life. People put Paris Hilton down. People, it's just crazy.
Like standing in line for hours just to write down an ape's name.
It's that is
like
dead.
14,000 votes in one district could have won a state, and like ignorance. Like, why did you do it?
Me and Tracy and a couple of people, we were watching it together last night, and like you could just like the disbelief in everyone's face. Like sitting there, we were watching with the NAACP of Oklahoma State, and they had free Buffalo Wild Wings.
Shout out.
That's why I was there. But
and I missed it. Wow.
Yeah, but just like I actually stayed for the majority of it, and everyone's face, like people started walking out there. It was literally like losing hope. Like they literally was tapping in. They was giving up, yelling, crying. Like it was like everybody was over it.
It was very intense. All I know is Florida not better call on nobody next time they hit a natural disaster. Because I will be looking the other way. That's me, though.
Everybody.
Red states, all these red states.
Right?
It was some states that have been blue for years that turned red.
Yeah,
that's so crazy.
Yes.
And the one thing I don't like to hear people say, oh, well, Hillary, she got out for the minority vote, and it's like a lot of people say, you know, we should have put Jordans at the polls. Y'all would have went there to vote. The black vote was not the problem this time. We came out in droves. Like, we did our job, but literally, it was like a photo of the map. All the states were blue, and that was if nothing but minorities had voted. And literally, so that
86% voted for 86% of African Americans who voted for Hillary Clinton, and 14% voted for Donald Trump. I don't know who those 14% were, but
But we are the problem. Obviously.
I was listening
to something.
And this girl, she was saying that just like in 2008 when we knew it was going to be a first black president, every black person went out. Like the uneducated, the educated, the young, the old, the ugly, the pretty. Like everybody was like, I don't know what this man stands for, but he's screaming change, and he the color of my skin. I'm voting for him. Yeah. And so she was saying, not me, that the same way those people, I need to speak this come out. The same way those people did that we did that for Obama is the same way that the racists, the bigots, the homophobics did for Donald Trump. Yeah. They literally ran out in drones. People who never voted before.
It's that I want to say,
but I'm not going to say it, or I ain't got a platform to say it, but I'm going to go vote for him. And that's what happened, and that's why
But I feel like
president.
It's a little different. Like, they can't say the same thing about Trump. Like, at least with Obama, when he at least told us, for one, he gave us a plan, and he broke it down enough to where some people understood it, and it's just like, how can I put this? Like, we voted for him because it was like hope for us. Like maybe finally something good can happen for us, and it's just like they voted for Trump just to get another white person back in office.
Yeah,
it's not a woman, and it's just like I don't know. We didn't vote for the other party because, like, he's scary. Like he's like strikes fear in everyone's heart. I feel like, oh my, it's just
like
I mean, a lot.
Ever since he's won, and this was like my biggest concern about either if Trump were to lose or not, but especially if he's winning, there are a lot of people that are bigots, ignorant, and racist, and they now feel extremely bold to say whatever they can and want to say. I don't know if you guys saw it earlier. I did share it in our group chat, Kai, that there was a girl that was standing in line at 20-something, and two guys in front of her were like, I'm so glad Trump won. Now, N-words can finally go back to where they belong. And, and of course she overhears it, and she's like, excuse me, and they're like, yeah, we don't even think you guys should be allowed to vote. And it's just like, they're doing things like that. I've seen their mom texted them this morning and said, please don't wear your hijab.
Right.
Which to me is really entirely saddening. Don't wear your hijab. One girl messaged her black friend on Snapchat and said, hey, if Trump brings slavery back, you can be my slave. Right. And then when her friend was like, hey, that's not cool, her response was, hey, no, but I'm serious, I'll treat you good. And I'm just like, what are we dealing with?
I like how people say, oh, if you vote differently than me this time and you're not friends with me, then that's immature. No, because if you're voting for a man who stands for nothing but racism, bigotry, and he's a hate monger, then obviously something about that resonates with you, and that's how you feel, and that makes me feel like you hate me, and obviously you do. So when people are on Twitter, if you we can't be friends because of this vote, that's ignorance. No, like, you vote differently, we are no longer friends at this point. Like, and whoever's defending that white friend, good luck with that, because it's a great chance that they voted for Trump. So whatever you got going with them, like, it's
I honestly don't have like much to say about the topic, only because I'm not fearful of what's to come. I'm not angry, not mad, and I ain't like knocking anybody that is angry, like not mad. Like, I feel like everybody has the right to their own feelings, and I do feel like there are reasons for you to be that way. Me personally, I wake up, on my wall is 2 Timothy 1:7 that says, God did not give me the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. And so I just know that a president has nothing on God. So I'm not really tripping.
The only thing is the only thing about this whole situation is like a lot of people have been saying what this means for America. Like, I don't know if anybody knows, but as the election was happening, NATO put 300,000 troops on high alert against Russia because Trump could incite a war. People were pulling out of American stock, so our economy is currently dropping. The peso significantly dropped in its worth. The richest man in Mexico, who was worth, I don't know how much, but his wealth or his worth dropped by billions. So that tells you, like, this man hasn't even been inaugurated yet, and this is already the impact that it's having on our economy. And the main thing I'm worried about is, like, okay, if the economy is doing this, what about my tuition? Because this affects little things like that. So next year, instead of paying $23,000, I'm not really good at politics or economics, but like something like that could possibly happen. And one of my friends was like, oh, this won't affect me really, and I'm just like, well, a couple years down the line it could, because the last time this happened, the Great Depression happened, the Wall Street crash happened when something like this happened. So this, like, all these what ifs, Donald Trump was a what if. And that happened. That made all the other what ifs real. So it's just like, I don't know. It's not so much
it's
as
good
scary,
to have
but it's just like
a reality of the situation and to know that these things are possible and these things happen, to prepare just in case that does happen, and just to have the mindset of it happening. And if you are feeling some type of way, I do think you should talk to someone, talk it out, vent on social media. I usually hate when people talk on social media about stuff like this, but go for it. Like, if that's your way to release your anger, don't go out there riot. Don't do nothing crazy.
I've never been a fan of that.
Talk about it. pray about it, like positively, be positive about it. I just don't want, especially black people, to get caught up in oh my gosh, he's president, and then you lose sight of whatever you were doing that day. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't stop your hustle, it doesn't stop your grind, it doesn't stop your education yet. Hopefully it doesn't. Yeah. But like, at this moment, he is not even president to January. He's not inaugurated into the office into January. So like, do what you were doing yesterday when Barack Obama was the president and Hillary and Donald was still going at it between each other. So like, I just feel like everybody just need to like woosah. The whole country, like, let's just all collectively. Yeah.
Just take a moment.
Right.
It's like,
but speaking of the whole country, like, there's been protests at Trump Towers. I know Chicago's like going crazy right now. The New York Daily News, their freaking cover page,
I saw that,
said House of Horror. Trump seizes divided states of America, not united, but divided. I think that was crazy. And so that also makes me think that social media and media coverage has a big part of the way people are feeling right now. Because in 2008, 2012, there was Facebook and stuff like that, but it wasn't as big. People didn't go on there and just say anything they wanted. It wasn't like at the Twitter fingers right now. Like, it wasn't that big. And so I think what happened is that because these two people that were running against each other are so controversial that they and that social media is so big right now and everyone is on social media, that it became bigger than them. Like, the situation became bigger than what it normally would be. Right. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, I was talking to a friend and I was like, I bet you by Friday, no one's going to talk about this. Like, I just feel like it's not going to be a thing to talk about no more. Like, everybody's probably still going to be scared in their head or something. But the way that Twitter is in rampant and you can't go down your page without a white person like yay for Donald Trump and a black person like get ready to go back in slavery. Like, I feel like Friday, this is like, everybody's going to go on about their life. And I'm just ahead of the ball game, and I went on about my life when I heard that he was president. So.
Right. I mean, it has definitely done a lot. You were talking about the country, and apparently, after Trump won, California is kind of doing this thing where they made it, very known that they want to succeed from the U.S. Kind of like, Brexit, when the UK seceded from Europe, which we all saw, well, some of us at least, that did not go well. And I'm from California, so I already feel some type of way about that, because it's like, please don't do that. But I'm just like, I think for it to be that crucial that somebody, like a whole state, just wants to be their own country, I think it's an entire boost.
Texas was trying to do that. Like,
yes, you're right. Yeah, I was like, Texas tried to do that too.
Now, state breaking off, that's extra, but everyone being upset, like
state breaking off, people breaking off, like, y'all are not going to Canada. I'm sorry. Yes. Y'all are not going to London.
It's too expensive. It's too expensive. No,
you're not going. You're not. Where your passport at?
Don't even got a passport.
I'm gonna go have my roll of toilet paper because it's so expensive.
You got a driver's license. Speaking to myself because I don't. I know. You know what it is. But any like other deep topics before we move on to something like subtle?
I'm trying to see
because this still pertains to.
The only thing is like people are trying to figure out how to get him impeached, which. I'm like, if he is a president, his VP is a president, that's worse than Trump.
Do you know what that means?
Like, I would rather have, honestly, people are talking about assassinating Trump, and I'm just like, listen, his VP is worse than him. I'd rather have Trump as president than his vice president becoming president. No, don't do that.
His VP thinks that, you can electrocute gay people and that will cure them.
He thinks that if a woman is raped, it's her duty as a woman to bear that child and birth it. And if you have a miscarriage, you should be forced to watch that baby be buried or cremated. And if you don't, you will be jailed. And it's just like, holy shit.
Wow.
He is the most.
Crazy.
And he's doing the most. So.
Did y'all hear about Colin Kaepernick not voting? That to me, now some people are like, well, he protested and blah, 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 which I totally get and I respect him for that and I appreciate him doing that. But it's kind of like you did all this and you just couldn't take your damn self down to the polls. You were
you
Colin
can't speak
Kaepernick
to us about doing work, but you don't put in the work that matters as well. Like, no.
Like, I know I didn't
What
vote,
Colin
but, like,
Kaepernick said, though, was that he did not vote because he didn't want to have to decide between two liars. Now, if that's his reason for not voting,
I can respect that.
That's like low key everybody's reason he didn't vote.
Right.
But I feel
it's kind of like, is that your excuse or is that your reason? Because if that's your reason for not voting, I'm not going to say that I disagree. Like, I feel like if you're putting your morals into this and your religion, I'm not about to vote for someone who I know is a lie. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or choose between the lesser of the two evils.
Right.
And so if I felt like what was best for me was to not vote, then I understand that situation. Now, I think it's exemplified because he's a public figure and he did this whole kneeling thing for a whole 3 months. And so, like, I think that's what makes it such a big deal. But I do think, I don't know, the way people go about things, because I think he definitely should have just said, hey, I'm not voting. I encourage you to do what you will like.
Right.
Because, like, I really don't know. Like, I don't know. I can't judge it.
Me personally, I feel like our main goal was to not have Satan be president, and it failed.
But
like, that is the one plan, is to not have him be president. And it's how did we, that was the whole reason for this election. Don't let him get it. And he got it. And it's like,
well, my thing is this, like, I understand nobody likes Hillary, Trump sucks, and my thing is, though, Hillary, from what I have heard, you know what I'm saying, and I've seen that a lot of veterans don't like Hillary, and my parents are vets, so they just hate her. But, you know, what I've noticed about Hillary, you know, she's, you know, the email thing, but we all can move past that because she was found out criminally responsible. Just, what else? She's, like, sold U.S. secrets, and then she's very flip-floppy. Like, back in the day when because whenever my mom was just talking down on Hillary, I didn't get offended because I'm like, you've been around longer than I have to see how she really was. Because back then she was calling apparently African-American super predators. Yeah. She was against gay marriage. She, you know, was against abortion. A lot of things. But then 2016 hits and her campaign's up and running. And all of a sudden Black Lives Matter and pro-choice and gay marriage. Yeah, you know, so I'm just like, that to me is very concerning that you can just flip like that. And even before, in the beginning baby stages of her campaign, she was still against a lot of the things that, you know, towards the end she stood for, which I understand that people can change, but it just looks extremely phony when you do it in the public eye when 4 years you have been chanting the opposite. So I understand that Trump sucks, but we all, you know, maybe this is just me trying to find the positive in what's gone on, but
I literally think it was like choosing Freddie or Jason.
Yep.
Like,
that's really good.
Yeah, like it's like I don't know. Like I really don't know.
And then it's not Trump that scares me. It's the fact that who's gonna check him? Like, and then he knows nothing about politics. Nothing. So the people he has to rely on are the people who want everything that just happened these past 8 years undone. So of course he doesn't know whether to say yes or no to it. So he's gonna probably be like, oh yeah, I mean that is a good idea, and it could be the worst thing ever. So this man knows nothing. They want to undo everything, and that's a.
You know, there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, you're right.
Moving on. This is low-key kind of funny. I don't know if you guys know who Martin Shkreli is.
No.
Okay. You're probably thinking, but like a couple years ago, maybe like a year or two ago, it was this medicine, these pills. I think he's like a famous pharmacist or something. I don't know. Mm-hmm. But it was these there was like this medicine that cost, I don't know the numbers, but it was like really cheap and people needed the medicine to survive, and he bought the drug and then started overpricing it. So now people can't afford their medicine. And he was like, I don't know what you mean. This is a great business. The market is high for this. And so I'm just trying to make a lot of money. This dude's a billionaire. He does stupid things with his money. The stupid thing that he did was he bought the unreleased Wu-Tang album for $2 billion, all right?
Well, that's a lot of money.
$2 billion. Unreleased Wu-Tang album. And he said, like a couple months ago, if Donald Trump becomes president, he'll release snippets of the unreleased music. And so yesterday, as everybody was up in ramparts, he was like releasing snippets of Wu-Tang. I thought that was a bit of comic relief.
That's funny.
Like in the middle of this
Just
dude's
looking
crazy.
at his
Like
photos, he looks like
he's a little psycho, right? He don't
tightened up there.
He doesn't at all.
He looked like he got a.
At least he's.
But I thought it was so funny because the craziest people I think are hip hop fans, and this dude is like a die-hard hip hop fan.
No way.
Like Lizzie McGuire brother.
Yeah. That's what he looks. What is his name?
He's like die-hard freaking hip hop fan. Like he buys medicine, pays it for it, sells it overpriced, and then buys a $2 billion unreleased album. Like, what are you gonna do with it? What are you gonna do with it?
Mm-hmm.
He looks like that one little brother you beat up every day when you come home just because he did some dumb stuff to piss you off.
Basically. But we're gonna take a break, and we'll be back. Okay, hey everyone, Kai here with a quick plug real quick. Saturday, November 19th, if you go to Oklahoma State or in the Stillwater area, you should definitely come out to Roll Bounce, hosted by OFNS, which is Outreach for New Students. November 19th, again, from 1 to 4 p.m. It's on 1519 Sumerian Plaza, Stillwater, Oklahoma. It costs $5. Just come out and enjoy yourself. We'll be roller skating and have a good time. All right, now back to the show. So we are back. And so the mannequin challenge is like going viral. I feel like every other week it's something else going viral. I don't understand why.
It's these high school kids making up everything.
This is
Literally,
true.
that's all they do.
Yeah, like my sister and my friend and I, we were talking, and they were like, damn, why weren't we this like creative in high school?
Right.
But then again, you have to think growing up, like in middle school, exactly, it wasn't that advanced. But I'm glad they're doing something with it because I actually like this challenge. Like the one where people were fighting the air? No, I wasn't with that.
That was weird.
That was so weird.
At first I thought it was like a real fight. I'm like, oh my god,
They literally
they
was so
panned over.
fighting
It was no one.
the air.
I'm
Like
what
they
is
would
she
like
doing?
literally just be punching like.
Don't you remember when a girl yanked herself out the chair? She
I was like if somebody pulled her hair and she like literally just.
She was like kind of like, man, chill out, man, chill out, and yanked herself.
That was crazy.
I died at that one.
That was extra.
That was my fave.
The Trapped in the Closet by King Karan mannequin challenge.
Okay.
I didn't see
Oh my
Oh,
god, that's like the best. It was on the news. Like it's literally the best one.
I think I know which one you're talking about. That one was really
It was
nice.
good. It was super good. But actually, they were doing one today in the student union.
Someone tried to do a Here Comes
wasn't
Andy
about that.
challenge where they all
Yeah, they
to
just
the
drop.
floor.
Yeah, because Toy
Like-
Story.
Like, Andy's coming.
Yeah.
Flop.
Ain't nobody got time.
None. I'd be standing.
Like I'm not trying to break a leg. Like this is
Pop my
not.
shoulder out.
Right.
We're doing
Oh!
I'll stick to the dancing challenges.
Yeah.
Did
'Cause
y'all
I'm
see the
still-
mannequin challenge where the guy was cheating and the woman opened the door and he was like,
Yeah.
I'm practicing!
I saw that. Like, okay.
Yeah, like the low-key, the little social media challenges are weird, but the dancing
Yeah.
challenges are cute.
They
Like
are pretty
I'm
cute.
still waiting to hear Juju on that beat at a party. Like I'm ready.
We gotta come up with a challenge
I'm
for
ready.
younger kids do.
I hate that.
They
Oh my
making
gosh.
us
You hate
mad.
Juju on that beat?
I hate that.
I don't like how they stole something,
The
you know, and
crime
then
it's like I'm expecting to hear.
Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah,
thought
Nuts
it
You
was
Buck.
Nuts
I don't like
Yeah,
that.
I thought it was,
Right.
and I hear skinny jeans. I don't know. What is this?
right.
What?
Hey,
Ah,
hey, no,
I can't fight to
literally
this.
love-
What are they talking about?
I love when that song comes on. Like that's one of my favorite ones. Obviously, my favorite is the Millie Rock Anytime. But it just like reminds me of like Crank.
Still Millie Rock.
Yes, literally everybody.
They do.
But it reminds me of like when Soulja Boy, Crank That Soulja Boy, Crank That Batman, Crank That Soulja. Like that happened when we were kids. Like I feel like that started when we were
Yeah,
kids.
you're right.
And
You're
so
right.
now to see people still doing it, the little chicken noodle soup with a soda on the side.
I mean, every generation had their little like dance craze, like in the 90s.
You're right.
Oh, the
Tootsie
heel
Roll.
toe. That
Oh,
was
I remember the heel toe.
I remember the
I can't
heel
even
toe.
do it. I can
I
still
can
only
do
do it
I'll
on
never
one
forget when I
leg.
learned that. I was in line after recess. I was like,
No, I'm
I
trying to
did
think
a
of
birthday
one
party.
that I
got
didn't know how
roasted
to
'cause I
do.
can only do one leg. It was my
Yeah.
birthday party. And And they killed me because I could only do one leg.
How do you only one leg kill?
I don't know. I can still only do one.
But one thing I did hate when I was a kid, like your mama always force you to dance for her friends or whatever.
Yep.
No,
when you was a kid, it's still a thing.
You gonna get this one leg kill till we call it a night.
Thanksgiving, Christmas.
We go to my room.
What's that new challenge? Do that new challenge for me. Like, still a thing in my family.
My mom be asking me if I know it, and I'm like, I don't be doing all that.
Like, I'm over that now.
My cousin's like, what's that dance y'all do with this one? I'm like, what are you talking about? This one. I didn't even know about the turned up until 2 weeks later. I was like,
the name of the song is called We Get Turned Up, but like, I don't know what the dance is. Where you like just waving your hand in the air and then you do the little We Get Turned Up.
That's like really chill. I'm like, where's the turn up?
Yeah.
I never heard that.
Right, it is super chill.
It's like, yeah, we get turned up. Where? Where? Like, I don't see it.
I don't see the turn up. What's another like good old school dance? Like the cha-cha slide will forever be.
Forever
be. The electric slide at anybody's party.
I didn't even know I do that till like I ain't learned till like this past summer.
You didn't learn electric. They made us learn in elementary school.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I feel like I came up
in
with
elementary school. We did a
slide.
cha-cha slide. That was like everything.
What's that one with that rapper singer?
Keep it shuffle.
Yeah.
I like to keep it shuffle.
I don't like.
I was in summer camp.
I'm about to sing it.
Wobbles.
Like,
I
know.
He stopped me.
Sorry.
I was in summer camp over the summer. I wasn't in summer camp. Take that back. I was a counselor at a summer camp over the summer, and so the girls were showing me how to do like Footloose. Like
I love that. I'm sorry.
Like do it. Yeah.
Footloose, like from the movie.
Like the old school one?
Yeah,
but
it's
like
this
line dance.
Yeah, it's line dance. Or like
like
Copperhead Road.
Mm-hmm.
That is my
They showed me how to do that
Love
one. And then there was another one. It's called like Do It With Your Boots On.
Never heard
Do
of that
It
one.
With Your Boots On. I don't know, but they told me how to do that and Can't Wang With It. Never heard of that either.
That's
but
crazy.
they were showing me all these line dances. I don't remember any of them, but
Mess.
that's all those girls did. It was high school girls on a floor for a whole month, and all they did was dance.
That's what they do at the bars out here. Don't turn 21 because you go straight to Outlaws. Literally nothing but line dances and that one hip hop song every 30 minutes or so. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, but that was it. There really isn't anything to talk about this
I know,
week
right? The election has consumed
like,
everything.
Election,
And I'm over that.
way over it. Earlier this week, though, Black China went off on Wendy Williams.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Do anybody know why?
Well,
I don't know the whole thing.
I don't really either. But apparently, so like on Wendy Williams' show, she, made a few remarks about how, she made a few remarks about basically how, I don't really know, but she went on her show. We all know how Wendy just goes on her show and talks about anything and everybody. And she's, I guess crossed the line with Black China, obviously, if anybody else saw what she said. But I guess while Kai's reading that, I can go ahead and see what Wendy actually said, unless you have it.
She said, China comes from the world of the pole. I feel like this is a great come up for China, the host said of China's relationship with fiance Rob Kardashian on Friday's episode of her eponymous show.
Quote unquote, how you doing?
I don't even know how to pronounce that word. Y'all might have to Google it. I don't know.
Was she lying?
No.
Black China,
and is from the world of the pole.
All the way up.
Girl.
I spoke about this last week.
Right.
She's offended for no reason. Sorry.
Okay, Black China. It was a long Instagram post. You could tell she was mad. She must have been going through some little hormone
pregnancy.
She said she took advantage of Rob. She said, and her come up is she runs into this guy and she takes full advantage of everything. She and her mom, Tony, come up off the backs of people who don't see through their ruse. She's not attracted to him. So basically, she's called their relationship fake. And
this is what Black China
she got offended.
Wendy, the type of people I hate. Okay, Black China was like, Wendy, you lost your mother, bleep, mine. She called her hoe. How dare you speak on me, my fiance, and my mom like you were at the Christmas table with us? You wasn't with us shooting in the gym, basically. I find it so funny how you love to talk about Rob and his insecurities. Like, at a point in time, you wasn't a fat 400-pound bitch on the radio. You telling him to put some bass in his voice. You want him to be like Kevin. Kevin is Wendy's husband. Right. You want Rob to put some bass in his voice and a fist upside my head, right? You want him to be like your husband. Rob is my man, all caps, mine. I love him for who he is, which is why we are together. Therefore, it doesn't effing matter what you think or want him to be. He's not for you, B. Then let's not talk about this little vendetta you have with my mom. Wendy, beep, you're cruising, honestly, truly. You go out there talking about my family like you just hit the pipe backstage. Ooh, yeah, that was, wow, that was harsh. When I decided to do this show, I knew I would be letting the world see us. But your horse face woke up on the wrong side of the stable and decided to go overboard with your heaven boy comments. B, F you, P, body, bleep, ho. With a laughing emoji. Don't forget the emoji.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I still kind of stand true to what I said. Wendy talks about everybody. So for her to get that damn offended about, and when 70% of that was facts, and girl, if you were really for Rob, but I don't know. I kind of hate when people say this, like, if you're not guilty, why are you, it's always the guilty ones that scream the loudest, type thing. Yeah. But also, I didn't really like her response because I felt like it was really low. I'm not into body shaming. Like, I'm a thick girl, you know what I'm saying? And I know women that are thick girls, and I know girls that are skinny. But you start coming for people's body types and things like that, I don't find it okay. Now, the stable, that's an A+. That was funny.
I just feel like everybody knows this is what Wendy Williams does. Like,
yeah, Wendy Williams got history with beefing with people.
Yes, like from the radio. When she was on the radio, this is what she does.
Okay, that's what she do. She can't be surprised when somebody clap back.
Charlamagne the God is her protege, and they act as like their goal is to attack. Yeah, like he low key interned for her. Yeah, and so like their goal is to attack under the belt, hit you where it hurts, get you caught off guard.
Get you to say something ignorant.
Get you to say something ignorant.
He talked about somebody, and he had like people chasing him and beating him outside. That was like, I get that's your job, but you can't expect people to not comfort you when you do that.
I mean, I feel like people just sometimes need to get out their feelings. Yeah. Like, at the end of the day, you have a platform to voice your opinion. Yours just happened to be on Instagram, Black China. Hers just happened to be on BT, where she's getting a check for doing it.
Okay.
You're voicing your opinion and not getting any money from it, but it's whatever.
I mean, yeah.
So
you're right, and I don't know, and I feel like Black China, like, girl, you already don't know the game. You were a stripper, and now you're marrying.
Like, you're gonna get teased for the rest of your life. Your name is Black China.
Black China. Now I can't wait till she changes it to Angela Kardashian. Now that is incredibly awesome. But yeah,
you would have never known.
Never. And then her mom, I guess, got into it. But her mom, have y'all seen her mom? Let me be quiet because I should not talk about somebody's mom.
Black China ain't even black no more.
She's a spitting image
of
her mom.
Her mom is so.
She's a spitting
yellow
image.
China.
White
Yellow
China.
It's like for the longest, like I honestly thought maybe China had like work done on her face until I saw her mother, and I was just like, ooh, they are spitting images of each other.
Yeah. I don't know if it's about where she, makeup skills on point, or somebody's, because we know it's not hers.
Right. MUA on deck.
Right, but maybe her butt. But I don't know. Whenever people call black women's butts fake, I just be like, why? Because most of the time we're born with it, so I don't know. But we all, Nicki, never mind. I'll be quiet. Nicki Minaj.
That it didn't even shake right. When
oh my gosh!
What you got going?
Oh my gosh!
It's like a lollipop. It's like you got the lollipop and the stick. That's what her legs be looking like.
Yes.
It's like if you gonna get work done on your butt, no one is judging you, but make sure you get the thighs done too, or at least work out the thighs to make the ratio look good.
Yeah,
because the worst person though to me is freaking
Kim.
No, K.
Really?
Michelle.
She got hers reduced or like taken out or something.
She said she wants to, but she didn't do it yet because I still follow her on Instagram, and it's still.
Does it look that bad?
It looks
looks like she can't balance. Like she can't stand up straight.
I feel like she hurt when she sit down. I'm like, did I hurt when you sit down? Like,
I don't understand. Why
I used to watch like the TV show Botched just to see. Like,
oh my gosh, that show.
It's disgusting. I can't do it.
It is kind of gross.
I just can't.
She was
put my life in someone's hands like that. Especially when your name is Dr. Miami. Like, you ain't even a real doctor fan. He is a real doctor, but like, I wouldn't trust nobody named Dr. Miami. That sounds like a scam.
Like, wait a minute.
It's a publicity stunt.
It's to like market and get.
I don't know why with Kim Kardashian. Why couldn't she find? I don't know who did her butt job, but let your plastic surgeon do it. Like who did your face, he did a good job. I feel like let him do your butt.
She definitely got like prettier.
Do your butt.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Because when she was with like Reggie Bush, she looked like the typical family from down the block.
Yeah.
Like,
have y'all seen the pictures of Khloe Kardashian? No, this is like really bad talking about her. But like where she overlines her lips.
Oh my god! I hate when people
it's like
do that.
It's like you can literally tell.
And you can see like you look to the side, and it's just her photos on Instagram are not matching up with what we see in real life. I'm like, someone is lying here, and I don't know who. One of y'all need to fess up because somebody's together.
Somebody's lying.
Well, that's basically it for topics because the week has been weak.
It has.
Really? There.
I'm so tired. I have a test tomorrow.
Thanks, Brittany.
Maybe over the weekend something will happen.
Maybe, and then we'll have something to talk about next Wednesday. I do have questions. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No. Okay. So this question I actually found online. It's not even from anyone, but the second question is from someone. So cool. This one says, I think I found it from the Shade Room on Instagram. I feel like they posted the question, so let's repeat. What's the correct way to respond when someone says, I love you, but you don't feel the same way?
What is it?
What's the way to respond when someone tells you they love you, but you don't feel the same way?
Never had that feeling. Never tasted that. Never heard of that. Never
can't relate.
Felt that. I wish I could do something like that. No.
Do something wrong and be like, I don't now since you said I don't.
I don't know. I just be like,
start off with, well,
Jesus loves me,
and then hang up.
Like, do you have to say something? Because you can always finesse it. So if somebody's like, I love you, and you just like,
aw.
And then you just hug them.
You are so sweet. And then
run
away.
It's like, ooh.
Okay.
Or like, thank you. And then just start a new conversation.
Right.
I mean,
that question is weird because first of all, the only thing I love is Jesus and my mama.
And food. I like food.
So, I feel like if they was to tell me I love you, I would tell them that back. Anybody else? Oh, my mama, on my hood. So.
Okay.
The next question is from Brandy, who goes to Oklahoma State.
Shout out.
She said,
you should have added it on Instagram or something.
Hold on, y'all.
It's like,
I got
Brandy.
@ Slay Brandy.
Oh, right.
I think. Let me make sure it's underscore.
Yeah, let's double check that.
I got y'all. One second.
It's,
Slay _ Brandy. And that's Brandy with an I. Brandi. Okay, cool. So she said, Brandon, I feel like this is kind of geared towards you. Mm-hmm. Do you think it's acceptable for a guy to show his love for you behind closed doors and not in public? Does it have to be a mix between the two? Just one or the other? Like what?
I think for this guy, like a good balance of both. I mean, you gonna find some people that's only romantic behind closed doors, and they ain't really a fan of that PDA and all that. It's just your preference, really. If you don't like that, you like being shown off and all that. Don't find you somebody that
don't show you off. Right. Yeah, personally, I think PDA is disgusting. When it's not me. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I think it's disgusting all the way around. Like, I feel like a little peck, cool, a hug, holding hands. Yeah. But don't be making out while I'm standing in line for Chick-fil-A. Like, don't do it. Don't do it. But I don't know. I guess that's what she means by public, or I don't know if she means like social media public. Because I also feel like social media public is a little bit too much. Like I feel
like there's like behind closed doors, as in like I don't want nobody in my business, and then behind closed doors, as in like
I'm trying to hide you.
I don't want nobody to know that we together. You know, like it's.
Don't play me because you're gonna end up playing yourself. To be honest.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, you know, I agree with Brittany. I believe that there should be a good mix, and I'm not a big fan of PEA. But I do believe like. If you're really, and not necessarily like the person you're meant to be with, but I mean like if you're really just, messing with somebody hard, you're going to want to show them off. You're going to want people to know, but also everybody knows the appropriate amount to do it. Mm-hmm. And my thing is like, if you've been with somebody for a long time and they don't do it, 9 times out of 10, something is up. That doesn't necessarily mean he's finessing hoes, but something there is not right. Okay? Like, and you can always tell, like, old past dudes that I've, been finessed by, if they're not going to talk about you publicly, that's because they're trying to keep you from somebody else. So, I don't think it's acceptable if he's just one of those dudes that's like, I prefer to keep my love private. And then, I don't know, like, I have a friend, right? And whenever me and him would hang out, he would just be like, oh, don't tweet about us. Which, to me, I don't care. I'm in a relationship, so that has not shit to do with me. But I guess he didn't want his girlfriend to know that me and him would hang out, right?
You guys were just friends, though?
We were just friends. Okay. But she hated me. Like, she, because she's just insecure. But she know who she is. But anyways, so, right. But, so, and I was like, is it just because you don't want your girlfriend to know? Like, keep it a bill with me. I don't care. He's like, no, I'm a very, private person. I don't like my life out there. But you got a Snap. But you got an Instagram. Right. But you got a Vine. You got a Facebook. You have
still got your MySpace.
Exactly.
You pissed and taking a shower.
Exactly.
R.I.P. Vine.
Okay, on that note, right. But I didn't even. Okay. Right. Okay. But yeah, so that's my thing. And so I'm just like, if a guy is just, if you're like, hey, why don't you, and he hits you with that whole, well, I'm just a very private person. I don't like my life up there. But he's got every social media platform in the world. That's a red flag. I won't say it's a big one, but
you see like 3 red flags. Oh my gosh, jump ship.
Yeah, go, because it's not gonna get no better from there.
I mean, like my stance on social media and relationships is like, you can post a picture of me, like if it's my birthday or like happy birthday, girlfriend, boom. Or even if you just want to do a Women Crush Wednesday thing. Right. I just don't feel like I have to be the center of your social media. Like,
exactly.
I'm not tripping because first of all, I'm not gonna do it to you. Like I'm a little selfish with my selfies.
Okay.
And so like I just don't feel like. And first of all, I'm also like inclusive. Like I really don't care for anybody else to know what I got going on. Because then if something happened, I don't need y'all to know that something happened.
Right.
I am the biggest heartbreak. So like I'm deleting everything. So like everything of us is going away, and then everybody gonna be like, "Oh, girl, you see, she deleted her pictures and so."
60 pictures.
I'm just gonna avoid that. Like I'm avoiding all of that.
Right.
And so I'm not really the big show off on social media person.
I see what you're saying.
At all. Like,
most people get in trouble in their relationships is social media.
Yeah.
Like, literally, it's like. The person I was talking to, it's like his
you woke
snap.
up 12 o'clock at night,
what is this?
and he told you good night, but then you see he don't like so and so picture,
right.
So you like,
right?
I thought you was sleep. You not sleep? Oh, okay, cool.
Or you see him tagging something. Oh, what's this? And it's like, oh, how they get this picture?
Yeah.
Or you get that good night text, and you see him tweeting.
Yeah.
30 minutes later, talking about at a party or whatever.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, social media snitches on everybody. I remember the day I learned that Twitter lets you know what they liked when a girl was doing her research. Like, you can go on somebody's profile, and underneath it, it's like, tweets and replies, and then you can see, you click on likes, and it shows you everything that your man, your friend is liking.
And then Instagram now lets you, like the little likes, where you can see when people like your stuff. And you can go over and see what
the little following thing.
That used to go only to a few hours. Now it goes back days.
Ooh,
so if
really?
Okay.
Y'all creepy status on point.
I'm home. What's fine?
Right.
Keep going.
I don't creep. Well, first of all, I don't got nobody to creep on.
You know, like so and so.
Okay.
What is
that's
this?
the day you asked me out. What is going on?
Right. Okay.
No, but I don't creep, but that's also because I don't have nobody to creep on. So, like. I don't think I'm like the creeper either. Like I don't feel like I'd be. Maybe like I feel like if I have to creep on you, then you're automatically doing something wrong.
That's not a red
9
flag.
times out of 10.
You
You're right.
If you got a creep, girl, just go.
Something.
Especially if I got to creep on social media, because that means you sloppy with it.
Yes.
Like, you ain't even trying to be private because it's on social media. Like my homegirl friend done screenshot it and sent it to me before you even got the chance to delete it. Like,
Exactly.
Stop.
Or if you didn't have to creep that hard, girl, just jump ship.
So why creep?
If you tweet too much, red flag.
Jump ship.
Yep, there's them friendly ones.
If he tweets too much, that also means that he ain't got a wife.
If she calls somebody bro, sis, cuz.
No,
Red flag.
unless it's like
Red
blood.
flag.
Wait, do you guys believe in? Okay. Wow.
Let's
this is
go
about to
through
get
red
into-
flags.
What about like if they have a girl best friend?
Well, that depends. If your
Your
childhood,
best
yeah,
friend.
that's touchy.
I
That's
don't.
what I'm saying. Cause like, what if they've been best friends before you even came in
Well,
the
women
picture?
can see women know other women. So if I can see
Okay.
that she like you, but you too dumb to realize it, I know that she like you. Homeboy, listen.
Get it
You
together.
and girl, talk to her before I do, because I don't hurt
Exactly.
feelings. Like,
Cause I hurt feelings.
Yeah, I mean, like when I first started dating my dude or whatever, he's had this, girl best friend since whatever, and I just kind of, he's somewhere, and I just, and I just kind of felt like, I didn't feel right being like, it's me or her, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
She's been there forever, and I asked him, I was like, anything romantically happening with y'all? No? All right, then keep it a bill. But like you said, women know women, and I can, always intuitive. Now, there was one time where I slipped up, because I guess this is another message while we here. If any female or guy is constantly, y'all so cute, y'all my favorite couple, I love y'all. She's plotting. Plotting. All right, so I've learned this from
Or she
personal
just
experience.
annoying. Like, girl, bye. Go somewhere, please.
Goodness, like, I think that's my boyfriend, and I'm not that
Find your
concerned
own.
with. Okay,
Okay.
You
but
love us more than we love us. What's going on?
yeah, exactly.
Why?
But as far as him having a girl best
Hashtag
friend,
get you a him. That's not him.
yes, but everybody loves what's not theirs. But like him having a girl best friend, that doesn't bother me. But if they like, this is my sis, and they doing all, because I know I've never experienced that, because I don't do that. I don't play with that. But if your man's hugging up on some girl, like I saw this thing on Twitter, it was like my homie got dumped because they were at this rally, and I guess it was full, and he let his girl best friend sit on his lap. And we were like, if he's that concerned, he could have stood up and let her have him spot,
And he could stand up.
she could have stood with everybody else. I better not walk in and some girl sitting on your lap. I don't care how packed it is. She could have gone home. Tell her to sit at home. You could have gone home. Something. No.
Yeah, that's not.
If he claimed that a girl is his girl best friend, and it's like after hours, and his dumb self posts snaps of them after hours, like, girl, listen,
You already know the ticket.
that's a red flag.
Actually,
That's the red flag after the 50 red flags.
Yes.
So,
You already know.
I don't know. I feel like it shouldn't even have to come to this either. But like, would you like just prefer not to follow your significant other on social media?
No.
I mean, it's I've been like,
I don't mind. I mean, like, I do it and that's with all of them, and it's not so, like, what you doing. But I just,
it's
They're my
like
friend.
if we don't want to follow each other, that's cool. But if you specifically say, "Oh, I don't want you to follow me," or "I don't want to,"
or he
follow
say he
you,
ain't got one, and then you find him.
Yes.
All right, what's your Instagram?
But if I don't know you got one, that's cool. But if I see you got one, I'm gonna be looking, see you tweeting a whole lot.
I'm just scoping,
Okay.
searching.
I mean, it's like
I ain't gonna follow
don't
you.
creep, but I'll
you can pass through every once in a while.
like let me take
Right.
a little visit. Oh, that's new. Let's close out.
I remember all the ad names.
Right.
Yeah, I basically rather not know she got one.
I don't creep, but
Rather
I'll
not
keep it
know.
in my search
Yeah.
history.
Yeah, I mean, I know some couples, they're like, we don't follow each other, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, but then you take, 5 seconds out of your day to type in their at name, creep on them.
Right.
You might as well go ahead and follow them and save you some time.
Instagram get you good now because Instagram. Okay, I have an issue with Instagram and iPhones. Actually, my issue with Instagram now is that they do this little suggested followers, but your suggested followers is the people that you click on the most.
Yep.
Uh,
You're
And
right.
so it's like, well, dang, I want everybody to know that I'll be looking at her for outfits, and I'll be looking at him because I think he cute.
Or if you go to it turns up on your explore page, and because you like so and so,
Oh, that's
I see
another
a bunch
thing
of
with
random
Instagram.
stuff because I'm sitting here.
When you
creeping and great.
unfollow someone, you do not want them to pop up on your explore page. Like, I unfollow them so I don't have to see them.
Right.
The freaking whole story thingy is still there on my Explore page. Like,
no way.
Like,
I don't want to see this person. That's why I'm following
the other girl, and now that stuff's on my Explorer page, and I'm just like, great. Now I see.
And then my thing with my thing with iPhones is that when you delete a number, you can still type their name in and it still pops up.
Wait,
that's not helpful at all.
Like you delete the contact.
Delete the contact. Like I could delete your number and still type in Britain and it's still gonna pop up.
Wow.
So
and okay,
I'm team Android.
Here's the story.
Even if you delete the contact and the combo, you still do that.
Yep.
I think it's because it's attached to either like
the
your
iCloud
or like your notes or something like that. I think that's it with questions though. Even though we kind of got off topic and started talking about everything.
No, that's fine.
Get hooked though. Anybody have anything this week?
I went to Bath and Body, and every year I always buy like 2 of the seasonal like body sprays, Twisted Peppermint. I love body sprays that smell like candy. So yeah, I mean, go to Bath and Body and just get a whole bunch of body sprays. I don't know.
Are they having a sale?
Buy 3 get 2 free, and then buy 2 get 1 free. But
that's not that bad. That sounds good. I could do that. Holiday season's coming up, so I'm gonna need gifts anyway.
And if you want candles, they're like $10 off the candles, or $3. I can't remember. I think that was the city.
That's not bad. I don't know if this is weird, but I used to like going into like home decor stores and just smelling candles, smelling them until I get sick.
Okay, yeah.
Like, cause after a while I get nauseous, but like I just can't stop. It's like, ooh, this one, ooh, this one.
Ooh, he's candy. Ooh, he's a candy.
Do you have something to get hooked on, Brittany?
Nah, not this week.
Yeah. Nothing this week from Tracy and Britton.
Yeah. Hooked on phonics because I'm trying to pass these finals, and that's about it.
I feel it. Like, Lord Jesus, I have been the busiest I have ever been in my life. Like, I feel like I am at the brink of I just want to be done.
I'm tired of these classes.
Basically, I'm tired of these classes. I'm tired of work. I'm tired of exec boards.
Just like a day off from adulting.
I am tired of everything. But I was gonna say get hooked on Jesus because it's kind of self-explanatory. Like if you don't know him, you need to know him.
Yeah.
You don't know him, get to know him. I know him, and I think he's pretty.
He's a swell guy.
Pretty great. I mean, he ain't all that, but he's pretty great. No,
conversations, everything.
Right.
Sure.
And that wraps up this week's episode of the 20-something podcast.
Woo! Okay,
with the sound effects.
Okay.
Stay tuned for next week. Low-key, next week might be the last week until we come back next semester, because
holidays,
finals, and holidays, so we might not.
Then we everybody gonna try to change in 50s to 80s%. I mean,
right. So, but stay tuned. Thanks for listening, and I didn't say it all show, so I'm about to say it right now. It's lit.
You're so annoying.
Basically.
One last thing before we go. If you guys haven't had the chance already, and I don't know if it's like already on the podcast, but definitely follow us on all of our social media platforms. Go ahead and follow me on everything that's social media. My name is all the same on dang near everything. It's going to be TracyHart, Tracy Hart. And then I'll let y'all go ahead and do what you do.
I don't really have like a platform, but I am a part of MAPS, so you can follow OK State MAPS. That's M.A.P.S. And if you like medicine or plan on being in that field, follow that page.
I ain't really got no platform I'll be on, but I guess you could follow me on Instagram, Britain_405. Also, shout out to Mel Initiative, Khalil, Kevin. They doing their thing.
Yes,
over there.
are.
Terrence. There.
I didn't know who you were talking about.
Hey, Terrence.
Follow me. All right, y'all. Here's the list. Okay.
Oh gosh.
So first of all, follow 20-something because we have our own platform as well. So at Twitter is 20-something_.
And something is spelled like SMTHN.
Yes.
Yeah.
So.
And I just lied. It's not 20-something underscore. Okay. It's 20-something underscore at Instagram. At Instagram. Okay, whatever. And Twitter, it's at 20-something 20, like just the number 20. So follow them.
If you got questions, tweet them.
Yes, tweet.
Tweet them, DM.
You can
DM
tweet, DM, send them to whoever you want, but we gonna send them to Tracy.
If you have a topic that we could talk about, maybe just the
topics, let us know. Like we're open for anything.
We'll let you know where it came from. We'll shout you out one time.
Right. And so my social media, I don't do Snapchat, but my Twitter is Kanesha Diamond, KaneshaDiamond, and my Instagram is Kai.Diamond, KAI.Diamond. My website is www.kaidiamond.com. And
Her big cartel is.
Low key, that's coming though. Because, okay, so I have a 20-something hat, and I'm low key thinking about merching it and selling it. So if we get big, that might be on the way. Like, we might just start doing this. Also, I totally forgot. I don't know if you're listening to this on SoundCloud, but we also have YouTube. So you can listen to this on YouTube. And that is it. All the church notes are done. Let the church say amen.
Amen.
All right. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Ain't no other city with some niggas like, oh. Have you ready for a nigga when I walk up in the room?